you tell the story of how we first met and how you found I Can Do That in the
Yes,
first place?
absolutely. My mother's making a lot of prominent
cameos.
cameos in this. I was 20 years old. I grew up in Danville. Spent all of my life back and forth pretty much with Danville. I have a long love affair. And my mom, I was going to school, I was working. My mom saw a flyer about auditions for a showcase. And growing up, I had been involved in multiple different theater companies within Danville. Something that would happen though is that they would start and in a couple of years they would fizzle out or they would, start scaling down. There was nothing that was consistent, nothing that routinely had stuff. A lot of things also only did summer shows and all of this. So I was really excited to see that there was this new theater company. Unfortunately, I was not of an age to audition. I don't know if I even would had I been, but I was not of an age to audition. And she said, you should reach out to them. I'm sure you can help them. I obviously spent my life surrounded by theater. I have a lot of experience on and off stage. So I sent an email being like, hi, I see you are auditioning. I'm not interested in auditioning, but if you want any help, like I would love to volunteer and work with you. I loved working with kids as well. So, and then I ended up at the first day while you were holding auditions, I showed up alongside the kids to audition. Only I was having an interview.
Right.
And so, we met at the Village Theater.
Yep.
I met you in Jerusha. I was like, yeah, here's my background. Like, let me know. And from there it was it just worked. It also was just us figuring things out. It was just a constant,
right?
Like, oh, we've never taken intuition before. Like,
right.
We've never needed to do this before. Oh, we need to tell kids to put on makeup for the shows. Okay, like let's make an email about that. So it was a lot of discovering how these processes worked from the other end, because all of us had done it before, and we had like this ingrained knowledge of, when do you learn these things? You just know them, and then you're like, oh, at some point I learned this, and now I'm the one that has to tell people this. Okay, you know what you assume everybody knows.
Yeah,
they
don't
get
ahead of it.
Yeah, so you're like, you can't miss tack. That's like, and then
oh my gosh,
maybe cut that.
No, it's so true. No, that's exactly it. And like from our perspective, from my perspective of Renee joining, when she reached out, and it was asking if we needed any help, we were like, obviously we need help, but we have no idea what we even need help with because we don't know what we're doing. We don't know what's going to come up. And she was so willing and open, and like, we kind of jive from the beginning.
Yeah.
And so she was just thrown in and was figuring it out just as much as Jerusha and I were figuring it out. Right. So it's amazing to have your support. And as you were saying, we didn't know how to take a credit card, right? We were building a website for the first time. We were sending like a mass email for the first time. It was just like a lot of little projects to try to figure out and make it work for who's coming